Ogletree Classic by a combined score of 20-4. So can UTRGV complete the sweep? Find out next. It's UTRGV and Prairie View A&M right here on Spectrum Sports.
Welcome out to UTRGV Baseball Stadium. Alongside David Riggs, I'm Jonah Goldberg as we get ready for the start of today's game between the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley and Prairie View A&M University. Final game of the Ogletree Classic, UTRGV looking for a 4-game sweep. Well, Dave, a big reason for UTRGV's early success has been starting pitching in this series. No exception, as it's just been dominant throughout.
Absolutely, Jonah. It's been Connor Grant and Andrew Garcia in the 2 games of the doubleheader. 19 combined strikeouts, 11 for Connor Grant, 8 for Mr. Garcia, and it was just a phenomenal performance overall. Remarkable starting pitching, and they're going to look for that to continue here today in order to try and go 8-0 to start the season.
Every time you look up, it seems somebody has a no-hitter bid going, whether it was Carter Johnson on Friday, Connor Grant yesterday, Andrew Garcia threw a 3-hitter in 8 innings. So just not a lot of opportunities for the opposition today. Eddie Delgado getting the opportunity. He pitched super well in relief last week, Dave, 5 2/3, and he was a big reason why UTRGV was able to come back in that game.
Well, and a big spot start for him. He's a guy who was anticipated to be in the bullpen, but Coach Mantrana giving him the spot start today, and they're looking for it to pay off. A guy who, as you said, pitched very well in relief, and sometimes those guys who pitch well in relief can do a good spot start at the tail end of a series. Final game of the 4-game set against Prairie View A&M. UTRGV looking for that from him today.
Opportunity to try and earn more starts, and we talk about opportunities. One guy is taking advantage of an opportunity. Chris Castillo in the lineup the last few games with Casey Danley out.
It's been unbelievable for Chris Castillo. 4 for 7 in yesterday's doubleheader, including a 3-hit performance, and he's near the bottom of that lineup, but you need those bottom of the lineup hitters to keep things going and to get back up to the top of the order, and they've been doing that.
Castillo hitting over 400 on the young season. We'll take a timeout. Coming up on UTRGV pregame, it's the Coach's Corner. I'll chat with UTRGV head coach Manny Mantrana. You're watching UTRGV Baseball on Spectrum Sports.
A good neighbor is more than an acquaintance. A good neighbor is more than a friend.
A good neighbor is welcoming and makes you feel like family.
Helpful, kind, caring, supportive. In an emergency, you can count on your neighbors.
Day or night, at Neighbors Emergency Center.
Your doctors,
Your neighbors.
The road to madness goes through WAC Vegas. The Western Athletic Conference basketball tournaments at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. March 8th through the 11th. The best will advance to the big dance. Be there to see who hits the jackpot.
2 seconds. Basil for the win!
Tickets on sale now at your local WAC ticket office.
Or go utrgv.com/WAC.
Oh no. Oh no. Carl, open the door.
Church's Honey Butter Biscuit Tender Strips.
Carl, those are for the whole family. Carl, please.
Who can resist our juicy all-white meat tender strips covered in our famous honey butter biscuit batter? For the love of chicken. Church's. And as always, get a great deal for the whole family.
Welcome back to UTRGV Baseball Stadium. It's the Coach's Corner. Jonah Goldberg with UTRGV head coach Manny Mantrana. And coach, your team just keeps on rolling. Doubleheader sweep of Prairie View A&M yesterday.
Well, first of all, good morning, Jonah. It sounds like you've been working hard. Your voice is a little hoarse. I think you're going to be needed some help today from your partner in the booth. Oh, good old David Riggs. I hear you guys go back 10 years. It's going to be interesting. I'm curious to watch the game afterwards. So, but I'm sure Dave's going to do a good job. Yeah, the boys are playing well, especially pitching, Jonah. Both Connor Grant and Andrew Garcia yesterday threw lights out, following the performance by Carter Johnson. So our pitching has been doing well. We're getting some good hits, and our defense has played, for the most part, pretty good.
Every time you look up, it seems like one of your starting pitchers is starting to throw a no-hitter. What's going on there?
They worked hard, and they're good guys. They want to compete. They're good competitors. So I think our starting pitcher is going to be pretty good. We just have to keep working and continuing to improve.
Hitting-wise, you've certainly been able to score a bunch of runs. How about Chris Castillo taking advantage of an opportunity to get in the lineup?
You know what? We have 4 outfielders that can. Our original plan was just to kind of make some match with the better matchups, and Castillo was one of those 4. Now with Danley going down, he has the opportunity. All 3 of them actually. I should say 2 of them because obviously Maeda's going to play every day. But Chris and Conrad McMahon have the opportunity to be everyday guys, and there's no doubt Castillo is definitely taking advantage of that.
And Eddie Delgado gets the start today.
You know what? He threw really, really well last week in relief. Was a big reason why we were able to win the Sunday game, trailing 4-0 through about 7 innings or 6 innings of shutout ball. So he deserves a start, so he'll be starting for us today.
All right, Coach. Thanks a lot and good luck.
Thank you, and good luck with David Riggs in the booth.
That was UTRGV head coach Manny Mantrano. That'll do it for the Coach's Corner. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have your starting lineups and first pitch. You're watching UTRGV Baseball on Spectrum Sports.
This is the Acura of the RGV point of view.
Acura are cool, fast, and very safe.
At Acura of the RGV, we do things differently.
I'm glad you did that.
You can lease an Acura TLX for just $269 a month. Affordable luxury, the 2017 Acura TLX.
Acura of the RGV in San Juan.
San Juan. What a pretty name for a town. Acura of the RGV. We are not like the other guys.
Can I enter the kingdom of the 2 fairies?
I have to see the password.
Is it giggling goldfish?
No!
Smelly jelly?
Try again.
The password is Dad's coming in!
You work hard to protect what matters. That's why we're proactively advancing our security to develop strong authentication technologies that go beyond the password to protect your accounts.
Wait, what's the password?
Stinky feet.
Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far.
UTRGV Baseball hosts Lamar Friday at 7, Saturday at noon, and Sunday at noon. Get your tickets now at GoUTRGV.com.
UTRGV Baseball is brought to you by Neighbors Emergency Center, with 29 locations in Texas, including 3 across the Rio Grande Valley. We're back at UTRGV Baseball Stadium. To my right is David Riggs. I'm Jonah Goldberg, and these are the Prairie View A&M batters that'll be coming up to the plate. Corbin Jamison leads it off. Kevin Macias, Cody Den Best in the middle. Anthony Fernandez, Tyrone Thomas, and Nathan Carter. And then rounding out the order, Carson Lee, Avery Williams, and Andrew Garcia. Jordan Johnson making the start for Prairie View A&M. Here's the defense they go up against for UTRGV. Left to right, across the outfield, it's Jose Garcia, Conrad McMahon, and Chris Castillo. Round the horn, Tyler Torres, Ivan Estrella, Austin Senior, Anambal Leal, and then Noah Lee does the catching. The umpires for tonight's game, or today's game, Hugo Cruz calls the balls and the strikes. Gilbert signs at first. The great Higdini, Jared Higdon at third. Dave, your keys to the game.
Keys to the game today, Jonah. First of all, for UTRGV, score early. Originally, Eddie Delgado, a guy who was going to be coming out of the bullpen, is making a spot start today. So he has earned the chance to start, certainly, for Coach Mantrana. And UTRGV has done a fabulous job so far in this series of scoring early. They need to continue to do that. If there are any butterflies for Delgado, UTRGV could negate them with some early run support. Then, of course, a rested bullpen. UTRGV has a very well-rested bullpen after yesterday's doubleheader and these series first to start out the year. And if Delgado does run into trouble, UTRGV has that rested bullpen after he goes 4 innings if he runs into any trouble like that. Then, of course, it's break out the brooms. UTRGV an opportunity to pull off its second straight 4-game sweep, which is very important before WAC play begins and before they face some nationally ranked opponents on the road moving into the middle part of the season. And Jonah, 8-0 opportunity here for UTRGV, first time since 2012.
Well, Eddie Delgado, you mentioned as the start today, and here are his numbers: 1 appearance, 5 2/3, 7 strikeouts. Yeah, a great relief appearance a week ago. So ready to go, ready for baseball here at UTRGV Baseball Stadium. Delgado will deal with Corbin Jamison. You see Jamison's numbers on the season. 7 of the hitters in this lineup are right-handed, and at 12:10 p.m. an on-time departure. Jamison behind in the count. 0-1. Delgado makes it 0-2 right away. Game time temperature is 82 degrees. Feels like 85 with the heat index. The wind blowing right to left across the field at 15 miles an hour on this partly cloudy afternoon. Swing and a little number toward third. Torres gloves and he has to eat it. Infield single.
Corbin Jamison just barely getting the bat on that pitch from Delgado, but weak enough into the infield grass to allow himself to get an infield single. Good play by Torres at third, but no opportunity to try and make the out over at first.
So the leadoff man aboard for Prairie View A&M. And here's Kevin Macias. Those numbers equate to 3 for 16. Delgado deals. Low.
Macias hit second in the second game of yesterday's doubleheader and did quite well, 3 for 3.
After starting the season 0 for 13. So a nice turnaround for Macias.
And a good opportunity for him here with 1 on, nobody out against UTRGV. Top of the first inning.
Delgado fires to first. Jamison's back. And Jamison, 3 steals and 3 attempts this season. Got to keep him close. Right-hander stretches and deals. Bunted foul.
That time Macias just trying to get the runner over, get Jamison into scoring position, sacrifice himself to get to the number 3 hitter. Of course, the bunt going foul, though, so Macias still the batter.
Another throw to first. Jamison back. Yeah, it would be no surprise to see Prairie View A&M try to force the action here in the first. Runs have been hard to come by for them in this series.
They have. UTRGV has outscored them dramatically so far in this series.
See us back, or rather, Jamison back again.
4-0 in Game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday. 10-3 in Game 2.
6-1 on Friday, so it equates to 20-4. Runner goes. Chopper left side. Torres gloves, fires, got him. On to second moves Jamison.
Again, another weakly hit ball. That time from Macias to the left side of the infield. Never got out of the infield grass, Jonah, but that time Torres got to the ball quickly and was able to record the out.
Well, now a base hit means a run for Prairie View A&M, and they get 2 cracks at it. Starting with Cody Denbest, one of the 2 lefties in the lineup.
Denbest 0 for 7 with a walk in yesterday's doubleheader, played in both games.
6 for 28 overall this season. Reaches out and pulls it on the ground to second. Senior. 2 away, and on to third moves Jamison.
Well, if you're going to ground out, Denbest did it the right way, hitting the ball to the right side of the infield, allowing Jamison to get over to third. But now it is going to take a hit to score that run with 2 outs.
Anthony Fernandez will try and come through, 1 for 9 on the season. Another left-handed hitter, listed as a right-handed hitter, but he's either a switch or a lefty. And if UTRGV brings in a lefty reliever later in the game, then we'll find out for sure. But either way, he looks at strike one. Delgado deals, swing and a miss. 0-2.
Fernandez very early on the off-speed pitch from Delgado.
Delgado sets and delivers. Swing and a miss. Got him with the slider. Noah Lee makes the put out. And that's your inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, a man left. At the end of half an inning of play, it's Prairie View A&M nothing. UTRGV coming to bat. You're watching UTRGV Baseball on Spectrum Sports.
This is the Acura of the RGV point of view.
Acura are cool, fast, and very safe.
At Acura of the RGV, we do things differently.
I'm glad you did that.
You can lease an Acura TLX for just $269 a month. Affordable luxury, the 2017 Acura TLX.
Acura of the RGV in San Juan.
San Juan, what a pretty name for a town. Acura of the RGV, we are not like the other guys.
The road to madness goes through WAC Vegas. The Western Athletic Conference basketball tournaments at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. March 8th through the 11th. The best will advance to the big dance. Be there to see who hits the jackpot.
2 seconds. Basil for the win!
Tickets on sale now at your local WAC ticket office.
Or go utrgv.com/WAC.
University Draft House. Civilized burgers for uncivilized appetites.
Back at UTRGV Baseball Stadium with Dave Riggs, Jonah Goldberg. Here at UTRGV's starting lineup. Jose Garcia in his usual spot. Joseph Collazo back in the lineup. Ivan Estrella, Noah Lee back in the cleanup hole. Austin Cena, Anibal Leal, Tyler Torres, and then Chris Castillo and Conrad McMahon rounding out the order. Here's what they're going up against. For Prairie View A&M, defensively, left to right, it's Avery Williams, Corbin Jamison, Cody Den Best. Around the horn, Tyrone Thomas, Andrew Garcia, Kevin Macias, and Carson Lee. Nathan Carter does the catching, and he does it for this man, Jordan Johnson, making his second appearance of the year, his first start. As you see, he's thrown a scoreless inning with one walk so far. UTRGV saw Johnson twice last year in relief. Gave up a run on 2 hits and a walk in 2 innings in the first appearance. In the second appearance, pitched a hitless inning. Struck out 1 in each of those outings. So, they've seen him a couple times, but not a great deal of familiarity, especially with so many new players in the lineup. Jose Garcia, though, he's seen him. Johnson's ready to go. Garcia digs in. And Johnson deals outside. The Garcia's had a hit in every game this season. Dave's hitting about 700, right?
Yeah, 517, close.
Yeah. Pitch upstairs. You know, it's funny. Normally I say, oh, a guy's hitting about 700. It's usually meant to be a joke. In this case, you know.
Certainly no joke with the way he started the season, and now his 5th game in a row as the leadoff man for Coach Mantrana.
Well, you know, Coach Mantrana likes to get his best hitters the most at-bats possible. Pitch a strike. You know, there's some coaches out there who, you know, they'll put their best hitter in the 3-hole, 4-hole even. But the way Coach Mantrana sees it, if you're the best hitter, you need to get the most at-bats. So that's what he does with Jose Garcia. Did it with Logan Landon a couple years ago. Ground ball up the middle, backhanded by Macias. Throws to first. A nice scoop on the other end by Lee. And there's one away.
Hard hit ball from Garcia. Nearly got past the second baseman, Macias. But Macias, a good backhanded play behind the bag for the first out.
We get another look. And it even took a bit of an in-between hop, but a nice job by Macias to stay with it.
And a great scoop from the first baseman, Carson Lee.
Joseph Collazo looks at ball one. Collazo started all but 2 games this year. Seems to be emerging as the DH. With Austin Senior taking over the second base spot that Collazo occupied last year. Strike one on Collazo.
Johnson, a little bit of trouble getting the strike zone early on against the first 2 batters from UTRGV.
Lined foul.
That is a hard hit strike 2, evening up the count for Collazo.
Just a bit out in front on that one. Got a good piece of the bat on it. Johnson deals. Swing and a miss. Ball skips away. Carter has a little trouble with it, but makes the play. For out number 2. Ivan Estrella digging in for UTRGV. Off to a nice start this season, and he's done even better in the series. High and tight.
Once again, Johnson, first pitch is a ball, missing the strike zone to the 3rd hitter of the game.
Popped foul over us and out of play.
Jonah, you mentioned that Estrella off to a very strong start this year. 320 average. Started in all 7 games. 5 extra base hits.
There's a strike 1 and 2.
And that's what you want from your number 3 hitter. You want a guy who can hit for power in the gaps, drive in those runs.
Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts by Johnson. And that's your inning. 3 up, 3 down at the end of an inning of play. No score. You're watching UTRGV Baseball on Spectrum Sports.
A good neighbor is more than an acquaintance. A good neighbor is more than a friend.
A good neighbor is welcoming and makes you feel like family.
Helpful, kind, caring, supportive. In an emergency, you can count on your neighbors.
Day or night. At Neighbors Emergency Center.
Your doctors.
Your neighbors.
UTRGV Baseball hosts Lamar Friday at 7, Saturday at noon, and Sunday at noon. Get your tickets now at GoUTRGV.com.
Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Carl, open the door.
Church's honey butter biscuit tender strips.
Carl, those are for the whole family.
Who can resist our juicy all-white meat tender strips covered in our famous honey butter biscuit batter? For the love of chicken. Church's. And as always, get a great deal for the whole family.
Back we are at UTRGV Baseball Stadium alongside David Riggs. I'm Jonah Goldberg. To the top of the second we go. Bagels on the board. 5, 6, 7 in the Prairie View A&M order against right-hander Eddie Delgado. Pitched around a leadoff single in the first. And there's strike 1 to Tyrone Thomas. Delgado came out pounding the strike zone. 10 of his first 11 pitches now for strikes. Strike two. The right-hander deals. Reached out for and poked to short. Estrella. One away.
Already 3 ground ball outs forced by Delgado. And that's the way you want to go, especially in a spot start. You get those ground ball outs, you can last longer. Don't have to get the strikeout every single time. You want to get those ground ball outs to stay more effective and to last longer out there.
Now that breaking ball, we just saw it up from the center field cam, just as sharp today as it was last week, and that's a great sign for Delgado. When he can throw that breaking ball sharp and for strikes, and then spot the fastball, which he's doing as well, good things can happen as Nathan Carter looks at ball one. And, we keep calling this a spot start, but you know what? If Delgado pitches well today, it may become more than that. UTRG has a lot of weekday games coming up over the next month. Line drive to right field, base hit. Round first, Carter's heading for second. Throw coming in from Castillo, not in time.
Well, now, Jonah, both innings to start off this game, Prairie View A&M has had a runner in scoring position. First, it was the leadoff single from Corbin Jamison. He was stranded at third. Now Nathan Carter in scoring position at second base with only 1 out.
Here's Carson Lee. And the right-hander deals low. Of course, one thing to think about is the first time today, and it's only the second inning, but Delgado has to use the alternate symbols now, as does Lee, with the runner at second base, being able to peer straight in to see the signs that Lee is giving. Fastball outside, 2-0 on Lee.
And Jonah, this part of the order for Prairie View A&M really has struggled so far this year. No hitter hitting above 250 coming into today's game.
Throw to second, just back to the bag is Carter.
So if Prairie View A&M is going to have any sort of success in this game today to avoid the 4-game sweep, they're going to need the bottom half of their lineup to have some sort of production. So far, the double from Carter, but it needs it to be more.
Fouled off to the left, a breaking ball. Delgado primarily comes at you with the fastball and the slider. It can be electric at times. Certainly were last week when he struck out 7 in 5 2/3, career highs. Shutout relief against Texas Southern, allowing UTRGV to rally back from a 4-0 deficit to win 5-4 and 10. Evens up the count. Delgado deals. Swing and a miss. Got him with that slider. 2 strikeouts for Delgado, 2 away in the second.
And that's the second time. Both strikeouts for Delgado. The batter was way out ahead of the pitch from Delgado. First it was Anthony Fernandez who struck out on 3 pitches, and then Carson Lee working a 2-2 count before striking out.
Just got another look at that slider. It's nasty. And it's close enough to the zone. Pitch is chopped in front of the mound, and it was a foul ball, so the fact that it's thrown away, not a big deal. So Avery Williams will head back to the batter's box. But as I was saying, Delgado's slider was close enough to the plate that you really can't risk it, especially on 2 strikes. That could have been a strike. And that's one of the things that helps Delgado so much. We saw it from Carter Johnson a lot the last 2 Fridays. When you can throw that slider for strikes, right on the outside corner. Hitters can't lay off. Then they get themselves into trouble. You can't hit it, but you can't take it. Woo-hoo-hoo. Drops that one in for a strike. It's 0-2.
And you mentioned pitchers who have that strong slider. You're right, Jonah. It's right there in that midway point between, well, the umpire can call it a ball or he can call it a strike. So it's very difficult to lay off and very easy to miss.
Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts from Delgado. Ends the second. No runs, a hit, no errors, a man left. At the end of an inning of play, no score. You're watching UTRGV Baseball on Spectrum Sports.
The road to madness goes through WEC Vegas, the Western Athletic Conference basketball tournaments at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. March 8th through the 11th. The best will advance to the big dance. Be there to see who hits the jackpot.
2 seconds. Basil for the win!
Tickets on sale now at your local WAC ticket office.
Or go utrgv.com/WAC.
The white lines keep time for you. Like road signs, my words are true. They bring me slowly back.
I missed you.
Did you bring new ones?
You work hard for more than just you.
You went to Montana.
I did.
Working together, we'll help you save for her future geology degree. Wells Fargo.
Back we are at UTRGV Baseball Stadium. Alongside David Riggs, I'm Jonah Goldberg. We go to the bottom of the second inning, and we have no score between UTRGV and Prairie View A&M. Eddie Delgado pitching well for UTRGV on that side, and on this side, Jordan Johnson coming off of a 1-2-3 first, including a couple of strikeouts.
Leading up for UTRGV, Texas.
And I don't know, Lee will lead it off. Lee making his third straight start. He and Oaks been splitting the catching duties, but Lee swinging a good bat, so he DH'd in Game 2 of yesterday's doubleheader while Oaks was catching. It's pretty much been every other game. That's how they're splitting the catching duties in the early going. You see the numbers for Lee. He's hitting. He had a 2-double game yesterday. Johnson deals a fastball inside. Now, Lee, originally a Texas recruit, went to Texas his first semester, and then transferred to Cisco College so he'd be able to play. Played there 2 years, did very well. He's got 2 years of eligibility here. I guess technically 3, but hopefully he doesn't get hurt and he can do it in 2. Pitch a strike.
Cisco College, I believe, is way out in West Texas.
You know the area. Pitch upstairs, 3-1.
It's either in or just outside of San Angelo, where I spent a few years prior to coming down here to the Rio Grande Valley.
It's in Cisco, Texas. I'm pulling it up on a map. I'll figure out how close it was to San Angelo for you.
Now a full count for Noah Lee. Again, Johnson working deep into counts against UTRGV.
Payoff pitch. Strike 3. Lee down looking. 3 straight strikeouts for Johnson. Cisco is about 2 hours from San Angelo, by the way. It's right there.
Well, to be honest with you, 2 hours away is not that far.
Tight spin on the breaking ball, froze Lee. Austin Senior looks at strike 1. Fastball darts low and outside, 1-1. See the numbers for Senior. Does have a double in the series, though. 1-2. Senior dropped a little in the order. Just to take some of the pressure off while he tries to get the bat going, but he swings through with a high, hard one. That's 4 strikeouts in a row for Jordan Johnson.
Well, now Johnson will try and strike out the side against Anibal Leal.
Leal has 2 strikeouts in 12 at-bats, or 16 plate appearances. Just 1 every 8 plate appearances to start his career. But there's strike 1.
Good breaking ball that time from Johnson, just getting the inner portion of the plate.
Off the mound, up the middle. Slowed it down enough for Garcia to grab it on the outfield grass, but he has no play. Infield single, Anibal Leal. UTRGV has its first base runner.
You'll see here on the replay, impressive play by the shortstop Garcia to get to the ball, but certainly when you're that far out into the outfield grass, no opportunity to try and make a play to retire the side.
Because even if you look at it and say a good throw might have had a chance, the way that Garcia was moving, he wasn't exactly in control. So if he had let go of the ball there's no guarantee it's on target. And then all of a sudden, instead of a runner at first, you might have a runner in scoring position. Ball gets away. Leal tries to advance. The throw is in time. So Leal caught stealing. And at the end of 2 innings of play, no score. You're watching UTRGV Baseball on Spectrum Sports.
Big things are happening at the one and only South Texas Buick GMC.
And our selection is getting even better.
And that only means more savings for you.
Plus, the best customer service around.
Save $7,000 when you drive a 2016 GMC Canyon with over 25 to choose from. And get this, $14,000 off 2017 GMC Sierra SLT 1500. Plus, get a free GM bed liner and free tint with your truck purchase.
South Texas Buick GMC.
Not the biggest, just the best.
UTRGV Baseball hosts Lamar Friday at 7, Saturday at noon, and Sunday at noon. Get your tickets now at GoUTRGV.com.
Welcome to the La Quinta Inn & Suites in the heart of the beautiful McAllen Convention Center, where you're only moments away from the sights and sounds of the heart of the Rio Grande Valley's top entertainment and shopping destinations. The comforts of La Quinta Inn & Suites McAllen Convention Center are extensive and inviting. Relax in the innovatively laid out stylish rooms with all the amenities you've come to expect from La Quinta Inn & Suites. You're sure to remember your stay at La Quinta Inn & Suites McAllen Convention Center.
UTRGV Baseball is brought to you by Neighbors Emergency Center, with 29 locations in Texas, including 3 across the Rio Grande Valley. We're back at UTRGV Baseball Stadium alongside David Riggs. I'm Jonah Goldberg. To the top of the third we go. Bagels on the board between UTRGV and Prairie View A&M. The number 9 hitter, Andrew Garcia, leads it off for Prairie View. And he looks at strike 1 from Delgado. Eddie Delgado has struck out 3 while working around a couple of hits. And 2 runners in scoring position, 1 in each of the first 2 innings. Outside, 1-1. Low and inside, 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Got him with the hard one. 4 strikeouts for Eddie Delgado, 3 in a row. 1 away in the third.
Both pitchers now settling in. Delgado, as you mentioned, Jonah, with the 4 strikeouts. Johnson, his counterpart, with 4 as well.
Fastball right at the letters. Hard one to lay off of. So we roll over the order for Corbin Jamison, who singled in the first, and he swings right through it. Delgado deals. Fastball outside.
Jamison got things going in that top of the first inning with the leadoff single, but was stranded at third.
Foul tipped at the plate.
Delgado has allowed 1 base runner in his first 2 1/3 innings of work up to this point, but no runs allowed. 2 men left on base for Prairie View A&M.
Swing and a miss. 5 strikeouts for Delgado and 4 in a row. 2 down in the third. And Dave, look what he got him with.
Again, that's just remarkable by Delgado, and that pitch moving up and in on Jamison. He anticipated it to be up over the plate, and by the time the ball got there, it was inside. Couldn't lay off it.
Kevin Macias, a ground ball out in the first. It looks like ball 1. Delgado deals, bounces it up there. Ball 2.
All 5 strikeouts so far from Delgado, the swinging variety. And again, it's that slider getting pitchers to chase.
Down the middle for a strike, 2-1. Nothing but fastballs in this at bat. You ever get the feeling he's setting them up? Because he got the last 2 strikeouts on high fastballs. So you wonder if he's going to stick to that or if he'll try to get to 2 strikes with fastballs like that one. And now with 2 strikes, does that set him up for a slider?
You would think so, and you would hope that Macias would be thinking the same thing if you're Prairie View A&M.
Another fastball chopped towards short. Estrella, he's got to hurry. He gets him for the final out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down. The end of 2.5 innings of play, no score. You're watching UTRGV Baseball on Spectrum Sports.
A good neighbor is more than an acquaintance. A good neighbor is more than a friend.
A good neighbor is welcoming and makes you feel like family.
Helpful, kind, caring, supportive. In an emergency, you can count on your neighbors.
Day or night. At Neighbors Emergency Center.
Your doctors.
Your neighbors.
The road to madness goes through WEC Vegas. The Western Athletic Conference basketball tournaments at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. March 8th through the 11th. The best will advance to the big dance. Be there to see who hits the jackpot.
2 seconds. Basil for the win!
Tickets on sale now at your local WAC ticket office.
Or go utrgv.com/WAC. Welcome to the La Quinta Inn & Suites in the heart of the beautiful McAllen Convention Center, where you're only moments away from the sights and sounds of the heart of the Rio Grande Valley's top entertainment and shopping destinations. The comforts of La Quinta Inn & Suites McAllen Convention Center are extensive and inviting. Relax in the innovatively laid out stylish rooms with all the amenities you've come to expect from La Quinta Inn & Suites. You're sure to remember your stay at La Quinta Inn & Suites McAllen Convention Center.
Back at UTRGV Baseball Stadium alongside David Riggs, I'm Jonah Goldberg. To the bottom of the third we go. Bagels on the board between UTRGV and Prairie View A&M. UTRGV trying to put a little schmear on it. And it's 7-8-9 in the order against the right-hander Jordan Johnson. Tyler Torres leads it off. He was batting when Anibal Leal was caught stealing to end the second. Pitch had gone away, so Leal took off, but didn't get far enough away, so Carter was able to nail him at second. So that's already the third pitch that Torres has seen. And there's a line drive to left field. It's a base hit. Rolling toward the corner, extra bases. Torres headed towards second base. Williams comes up throwing to the cutoff man. Leadoff double, Tyler Torres.
And now, Jonah, if you go back to the last inning, Johnson was on the mound. Back-to-back hits given up by the starting pitcher for Prairie View A&M, Jordan Johnson.
So after mowing down the first 5 hitters, and I do mean mowing, 4 strikeouts in a row after a ground ball to start the game. See Torres is getting a good piece of hitting, hit it toward that left field corner, and then motoring around the bases. Impressive freshman. Back to the mound. Torres holding, and they get the out at first. So Castillo retired.
Center fielder, number 8, Conrad McMahon.
And you see the chopper back to the mound. Now take a look. He never looks at Torres. So Torres could have gone, but we'll chalk that up to being a freshman.
Well, always a risky situation.
As Conrad McMahon fouls it off.
You don't want to get yourself caught in a situation where you're the result of the second out and bases empty.
It's a fair point. It's kind of a split-second decision. You got to make it quickly. Because the other side, you can look at it, if he goes, then perhaps his teammates yell and then he gets caught in a rundown. Few things in baseball are ever cut and dry. Upstairs.
Looked like a breaking ball from Johnson that didn't break, stayed up high, forcing Carter to leap out of his stance, his crouch.
Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Bit of a late call, although from the naked eye, I think it was the right one, but we may find out for sure in a second. Man down looking.
5th strikeout of the game for Johnson.
So Torres still at second base now with 2 down. Here's Jose Garcia. Throw down to second, and Torres just back to the bag. Upstairs. 2-0 on Garcia.
Johnson has gone into some deep pitch counts against UTRGV so far today. Including Jose Garcia when he grounded out back in the first. First he worked a 2-1 count for the grounder to Macias.
Johnson deals. Fastball darts outside. 3-0. Could be one of those intentional, unintentional walks. First base open. And Collazo's a good hitter on deck, but there's a, Jose Garcia is clearly the guy that you circle in the lineup and say, I don't want him to beat me. Gets the green light and fouls it off.
Yeah, Jonah, that's a great point, that intentional, unintentional walk, just want to pitch around a guy, especially when you look at Garcia entering today's game, 517 hitter with 10 runs batted in, and he's working with a runner in scoring position with Torres at second following the leadoff double.
3-1, up and tight, ball 4.
Well, despite all of the deep pitch counts that Johnson has gotten into against UTRGV so far this afternoon, that is the first walk allowed by the right-hander.
And it leads to a 2-on, 2-out situation for UTRGV. And Joseph Collazo at the plate, a strikeout victim in the first. Pitch inside.
Well, Johnson really needs the ground ball out here with a force at first, second, and third base.
Upstairs, 2-0.
Again, Jonah, it seems like Johnson is having a little bit of trouble with his command on the breaking ball. That's now the second time in this inning. It appears to be a breaking ball that stays up high, forcing Carter, the starting catcher today for Prairie View A&M, to leap out of his crouch to avoid a wild pitch.
So Carter, a quick discussion with Johnson about that. Collazo in the driver's seat. Johnson deals. Hit high in the air, foul to the left, heading towards the seats. And it eventually comes down in the picnic area.
Sir, try not to climb over the picnic table like that. Pretty sure it's out.
Be a 2-1 to Collazo. Johnson deals. Fastball. Well outside. 3-1. Well, now on 3-1, Johnson can zone a pitch. And if he doesn't like it, he doesn't have to swing at it. And if he does like it, UTRGV could score the first run of the game. Runner at second is Torres. Runner at first, Garcia. Base hit means a run. Outfield playing pretty deep. Ball 4, they're loaded up.
Back-to-back walks surrendered by Johnson. So now Jonah, Torres at third, Garcia at second, Collazo at first. And the order doesn't get much easier for Johnson, now facing Estrella.
That one missing low, and now with good speed on the base paths, Ivan Estrella comes in with a chance to help UTRGV put up a crooked number. In the dirt, it skips away. Runners are jogging home. It seems like Carter could have had a play there. Did they call a balk?
Well, they certainly, Prairie View A&M certainly doesn't think that the runners should have advanced or were going to advance.
Saw a little movement on the back foot, the only thing I could think of. Because clearly, They thought the play was over. So Brock brings home Torres. UTRGV leads 1-0. And the first pitch to Estrella is a strike. Ball 1. Reached out for it on the ground to third and through to left field, a base hit. 1 run is home. Second run coming in. The throw is not in time. On to second moves Estrella. It's a 2-run single for Ivan Estrella. He takes second on the throw, and UTRGV now leads 3-0.
And Jonah, this inning all started with the Tyler Torres double. He then scored on the balk, and things have only gotten worse since then for Johnson. So a leadoff double, and then with 2 outs, back-to-back walks surrendered by Johnson. And you really cannot give UTRGV any opportunities like that if you're Johnson. Get in and out of the inning as quickly as possible. That did not happen here in the third, and as a result, UTRGV with an early 3-0 lead. Jonah, you and I talked about it in the pregame. Fans want to help prepare our student athletes for excellence in life? Then it's time to become a part of something bigger and support V-Nation by joining the V-Club. You could become a member of the V-Club for just $100 a year. All of the proceeds will go directly to student athlete scholarships. So visit goutrgv.com today to see how you can make a meaningful impact on the lives of student athletes.
So you're saying we were talking about in the pregame
that UTRGV, if they can score early, giving Delgado that opportunity to have a little bit of wiggle room in the middle and late innings, should he need it. So very important for UTRGV getting ahead here 3-0 in the bottom of the third.
So here's Noah Lee, struck out looking an inning ago, and he looks at strike 1.
UTRGV has made a habit of scoring early in this series.
Pitch a strike, 0-2 on Lee.
All 10 of UTRGV's runs in Game 2 of yesterday's doubleheader came in the first 3 innings. 10-3 victory in Game 2 of that doubleheader yesterday afternoon.
Strike 3. Lee down looking, and that's your inning, but not before the damage is done. UTRGV get 3 runs on 2 hits. No errors, they leave 1 at the end of 3 innings of play. UTRGV leads 3-0. You're watching UTRGV Baseball on Spectrum Sports.
This is the Acura of the RGV point of view.
Acura are cool, fast, and very safe.
At Acura of the RGV, we do things differently.
I'm glad you did that.
You can lease an Acura TLX for just $269 a month. Affordable luxury, the 2017 Acura TLX.
Acura of the RGV in San Juan.
San Juan, what a pretty name for a town. Acura of the RGV, we are not like the other guys.
Can I enter the kingdom of the 2 fairies?
You have to see the password.
Is it giggling goldfish?
No!
Smelly jelly?
Try again.
The password is Dad's coming in!
You work hard to protect what matters. That's why we're proactively advancing our security to to develop strong authentication technologies that go beyond the password to protect your account.
Wait, what's the password?
Stinky feet.
Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far.
UTRGV Baseball hosts Lamar Friday at 7, Saturday at noon, and Sunday at noon. Get your tickets now at GoUTRGV.com.
Back we are at UTRGV Baseball Stadium alongside David Riggs. I'm Jonah Goldberg. We go to the top of the fourth. UTRGV leads 3-0. 5, 6, 7 in the UTRGV order against, or check that, 3, 4, 5 in the Prairie View A&M order in the top of the fourth against right-hander Eddie Delgado, who has pitched very well today, Dave.
He has, and now with that 3-0 lead, UTRGV giving him the opportunity to maybe have a little bit of wiggle room if necessary, but hasn't needed it so far.
Line drive, right field, base hit. Leadoff man aboard, Cody Denbest.
Now batting for Prairie View A&M.
Second time so far this afternoon, Prairie View A&M has gotten the leadoff man on. Before that, it was Corbin Jamison leading off the game with a single. But so far, no runs across for Prairie View A&M against Delgado.
Ball one to Anthony Fernandez, who struck out swinging in the first. Reached out for and tapped in front of the plate. Throw to first for the out. Fernandez didn't move.
I think that Fernandez believed that was a foul ball, but it was indeed fair, so he's put out without attempting to get over to first.
Yeah, he doesn't move at all. If there had been a play at second, that would have been an easy double play. Denbest a little too quick for that. So Denbest at second with one out. Base hit means a run for Prairie View A&M. First pitch in the dirt.
Good stop by the catcher, Noah Lee, keeping that ball out in front of him. That's what they teach you as a catcher, is you want to keep the ball out in front of you. Don't let it get behind you. As long as the ball is in front of you, that runner is not going to move.
Delgado looks towards second, out of the plate and deals. Line drive towards second, caught by a leaping Senior. He throws back in time! Double play! And that's your inning. No runs ahead, no errors, and nobody left on base. At the end of 3.5 innings of play, UTRGV leads 3-0. You're watching UTRGV Baseball on Spectrum Sports.
This is the Acura of the RGV point of view.
Acura are cool, fast, and very safe.
At Acura of the RGV, we do things differently.
I'm glad you did that.
You can lease an Acura TLX for just $269 a month. Affordable luxury, the 2017 Acura TLX.
Acura of the RGV in San Juan.
San Juan, what a pretty name for a town. Acura of the RGV, we are not like the other guys.
The road to madness goes through WEC Vegas. the Western Athletic Conference basketball tournaments at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas, March 8th through the 11th. The best will advance to the big dance. Be there to see who hits the jackpot.
2 seconds. Basil for the win!
Tickets on sale now at your local WAC ticket office.
Or go utrgv.com/WAC.
University Draft House. Civilized burgers for uncivilized appetites.
Back we are at UTRGV Baseball Stadium. Alongside David Riggs, I'm Jonah Goldberg. To the bottom of the fourth we go. UTRGV has a 3-0 lead. All the runs coming in the third on a balk and a 2-run single by Ivan Estrella. Austin Senior leads it off. He struck out swinging in the second. Popped up, right side of the infield. Lee makes the grab for out number 1.
Nobody for UTRGV. First baseman, number 43, Anivan Leal.
Here's Anivan Leal. Ball 1. Two and 0 now on Leal, who reached on infield single in the second. Three and 0 the count. After getting Senior on the first pitch of the inning, 3 straight out of the zone, and there's the automatic 3-1.
Leal taking all the way that time.
Foul back, full count.
Good pitch from Johnson on the outer portion of the plate, but Leal fighting it off to force the full count. And again, another full count for Johnson, his third of the game.
Breaking ball fouled off to the left. We'll do it again. Well, Johnson's coming off of a long inning. A 24-pitch inning in which he gave up 3 runs. And he didn't get much of a break. Delgado only needed 5 pitches to get through the 4th, but he strikes out Leal there, does Johnson. 7th strikeout for Johnson.
It's just an incredible pace right now for the strikeouts for both starting pitchers.
Ball 1 to Torres.
7 strikeouts for Johnson, 5 for Delgado for UTRGV.
Pitch misses low. There's a strike, 2-1.
Torres scoring the first of 3 runs in the bottom of the third for UTRGV.
3-1 the count. Like you keep saying, Dave, another 3-ball count for Johnson. Inside ball 4, he walked him. Third walk issued by Johnson in the span of 7 batters.
Well, Johnson trying to go for his second 1-2-3 inning of the game. Unsuccessful, though, with the walk to Torres.
Fastball, strike to Castillo. Castillo grounded back to the mound in the 3rd. Off to a good start, though. Had a torrid day yesterday. Hit hard on the ground to 3rd. Thomas has trouble, recovers in time for the out. And that'll do it in the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, a man left. 4 frames in the books, UTRGV 3-0. You're watching UTRGV Baseball on Spectrum Sports.
Big things are happening at the one and only South Texas Buick GMC.
And our selection is getting even better.
And that only means more savings for you.
Plus, the best customer service around.
Save $7,000 when you drive a 2016 GMC Canyon with over 25 to choose from. And get this, $14,000 off 2017 GMC Sierra SLT 1500. Plus, get a free GM bed liner and free tint with your truck purchase.
South Texas Buick GMC.
Not the biggest, just the best.
UTRGV Baseball hosts Lamar Friday at 7, Saturday at noon, and Sunday at noon. Get your tickets now at GoUTRGV.com.
Welcome to the La Quinta Inn and Suites in the heart of the beautiful McAllen Convention Center, where you're only moments away from the sights and sounds of the heart of the Rio Grande Valley's top entertainment and shopping destinations. The comforts of La Quinta Inn and Suites McAllen Convention Center are extensive and inviting. Relax in the innovatively laid out stylish rooms with all the amenities you've come to expect from La Quinta Inn and Suites. You're sure to remember your stay at La Quinta Inn and Suites McAllen Convention Center.
UTRGV Baseball is brought to you by Neighbors Emergency Center, with 29 locations in Texas, including 3 across the Rio Grande Valley. I gotta give Neighbors Emergency Center some props. They have a room, and maybe multiple rooms, I was only in one of them, that is painted with Disney characters. It's for kids, specifically. And you know, if your baby gets a fever at 1 in the morning and you have to go somewhere, it's a very friendly place to go. Strike 1 to Nathan Carter from Eddie Delgado. Pitch foul, tip to the plate. In fact, they gave my daughter a teddy bear.
Very nice. I would think even if you're an adult, it would be nice to see those Disney characters, maybe, you know, child at heart kind of thing.
I know, right? Thinking, man, if I get sick, I just get the regular room. But it was great.
You are going to order the Disney room next time.
Yeah.
I know that.
Well, you know, it's great to have around. Just God willing, there won't be a next time.
Fans want to get rewarded just for your social media interaction with UTRGV Athletics? Get bonus points for checking in at home events. And now you can by downloading the VFan Rewards app powered by Legends Edinburgh. Download it today. It is a free download, and you can earn points to win prizes such as backpacks, hats, t-shirts, water bottles, and more.
Hit in the air out toward right field. Castillo drifting back to make the catch. 1 away.
Now batting for Prairie UAM, first baseman number 15, Carson Lee.
You know, Jonah, with that VFan Rewards app, we get a lot of students coming into the office and general public coming into the office as well, saying, hey, I have this many points, I want a prize. So it's a great opportunity to get some UTRGV gear.
I wish I was eligible. Because I could just hook up all the main accounts and have infinite points. Something about working here that would make it questionable. Dave has a wry smile on his face. I've got a feeling he's got the VFan Rewards app, and he's checking in right now. He's going to show up one day under a fake name with a fake mustache on. Swing and a miss. In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. 6 strikeouts for Eddie Del. I lost the count somewhere. It's actually 1 and 2. Oops. Now it's 2 and 2. Strike 3 called. So he still gets the strikeout, it's just looking instead of swinging on a slider on the extended outside edge.
It was just a premonition, Jonah. You called it before it happened.
I can see things before they happen. I'm a Jedi. It's one of those things. Avery Williams digs in, struck out swinging in the second. Pitch upstairs. Second straight telecast and second time in 4 games we've had a Star Wars reference. One of our keys to the game on Friday was something about being a Padawan learner. Pitch a strike to Williams. I'll have to ask Danny when I see him either later today or tomorrow what the key was.
It wasn't use the Force?
No, it was, I remember it said Padawan learner. But it seems like so long ago. But it was good. I assume. Swing and a miss with a slider, and it's 2 and 2. Danny today off at women's tennis, hosting Sam Houston State. So we get the dulcet tones of the one and only David Riggs. 2-2. Pitch outside, full count.
It's been a busy weekend here at UTRGV with homecoming and the unveiling of the Coach Al statue at the Coach Al and Joanne Ogletree Plaza.
What a special moment that one as the breaking ball breaks over the head of Avery Williams. Ball 4 to out base runner for Prairie View A&M.
Yeah, it was a great event. Plenty of former Legacy alums in attendance. Jack Ewing, now a member of the Hall of Fame, spoke, as did Gary Doyle. A few others spoke. Of course, the Hall of Fame induction luncheon yesterday. Baseball doubleheader. Basketball in the evening.
Women's tennis playing at home yesterday and today. Yesterday, men's tennis on the road. Track and field wrapping up the indoor WAC championships. Volleyball was in Houston for an exhibition tournament. Right now, women's soccer is playing host to Monterey Tech in an exhibition. Just down the block from here. Pitch in the dirt to Andrew Garcia. And then tomorrow, men's and women's golf are on the road. So everybody in action in the span of a couple days. Throw to first, and just back to the bag is Williams.
And of course, I mentioned the men's basketball game yesterday evening. The women's basketball team out on the road, earning the victory.
Yeah, big congratulations to head coach Larry Tidwell, tying the program career coaching wins record with 70. Fouled off at the plate. So Coach Tidwell's next win, he will stand alone as the winningest coach in program history. Already had the program record for winning percentage and a bunch of others like conference wins, road wins, home wins. So he's really, nearing the end of his 4th season, he's really revolutionized this women's basketball program here. Congratulations to him. Pitch inside, runner goes, throw it out to second, is not in time. Stolen base, Avery Williams.
Well, with 2 outs now, Jonah, that puts a runner in scoring position for Prairie View A&M. Just trying to scratch their way back into this game. They trail 3-0. And Delgado has been terrific for UTRGV.
Saw the tag was close, but it was definitely late. We got a great view from our camera on that one. Line foul into the UTRGV dugout, but I think everybody was able to duck out of the way.
And of course you have pretty much every player on both teams standing hunched over the gate, or the fence if you will, for the dugout. And that will happen no matter where you are. Any level of baseball, you're going to see that. They got to have quick reflexes and react quickly to those lined foul balls into the dugout.
Chopper right side. Senior up with it. And that's your inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, a man left. At the end, 4.5 innings of play. We're halfway through it. 3-0 UTRGV. You're watching UTRGV Baseball on Spectrum Sports.
The road to madness goes through WEC Vegas. The Western Athletic Conference basketball tournaments at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. March 8th through the 11th. The best will advance to the big dance. Be there to see who hits the jackpot.
2 seconds. Basil for the win!
Tickets on sale now at your local WAC ticket office.
Or go utrgv.com/WAC.
Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Carl, open the door.
Church's honey butter biscuit tender strips.
Carl, those are for the whole family.
Who can resist our juicy all-white meat tender strips covered in our famous honey butter biscuit batter? For the love of chicken, Church's. And as always, get a great deal for the whole family.
Back we are at UTRGV Baseball Stadium alongside David Riggs. I'm Jonah Goldberg. To the bottom of the 5th we go. UTRGV up 3-0. Conrad McMahon leading it off. Struck out looking in the third. 9-1-2 for UTRGV against the right-hander Jordan Johnson. 66 pitches, 37 strikes through 4. Johnson deals. Line drive into left field to base hit. So Garcia backing up on it, but he realized he didn't have a chance. So a little bleeder for McMahon. Leadoff man aboard.
No batting for UTRGV. Left fielder, number 25, Jose Garcia.
Taking a look at that on the replay, pitch right down the middle. McMahon getting it over the head of Garcia, and Garcia really no opportunity there. It was a bloop single, but deep enough to begin the inning with a man on base.
So we roll over the order for the third time today. Here's Jose Garcia. Walked and scored during the 3-run third. UTRGV got 1 on a balk, 2 on an Estrella single. And that is how we got to where it is we are. Eddie Delgado working on a 3-hitter for UTRGV. He struck out 6. Jordan Johnson has struck out 7. He's only given up 4 hits. And foul to the left. He's walked 3 as well. While Delgado has walked 1. Throw to first. Back to the bag goes McMahon. McMahon's got a history, Dave, of stealing bases.
Well, he has one so far this year on one attempt.
As a freshman at Maplewoods Community College last year, stole 24 bags. That would have led UTRGV a year ago. The leader was Jose Garcia with 16 last year.
Garcia right now, early in 2017, leads UTRGV with 5 steals.
Throw down to first. Back to the bag goes McMahon. Count 2-1 on Garcia. Yeah, Garcia's been able to be aggressive. And now he's an outfielder rather than the catcher. It probably helps on his legs as well, keeping him fresh. Runner goes, pitch is low, throw it on to second is in plenty of time. McMahon out sliding in.
That is the second time that Carter has thrown a base runner out trying to steal for UTRGV today. First it was Anibal Leal, and now Conrad McMahon.
(3-1). Bunted in the air, left side, foul territory, caught by Carter. 2 away.
That time Garcia trying to catch the defense a little bit off guard, but you're going to bunt the ball, you've got to get it on the ground. And unfortunately unable to do so in that case, and it's a pop out.
There's Joseph Collazo with the bases clean. 2 down in the 5th. Walked and scored during the 3-run third. And he looks at ball 1. Breaking ball drops in for a strike. In the dirt, skips away. 2-1 on Collazo.
That pitch nearly hit Collazo. He was able to get out of the way just a little bit.
Three and 1 now. Foul tipped at the plate. Full count. Swing and a miss. Collazo down swinging. 8 strikeouts for Johnson, and that's your inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, nobody left on base. At the end of 5 innings of play, 3-0 UTRGV. You're watching UTRGV Baseball on Spectrum Sports.
This is the Acura of the RGV point of view.
Acura are cool, fast, and very safe.
At Acura of the RGV, we do things differently.
I'm glad you did that.
You can lease an Acura TLX for just $269 a month. Affordable luxury, the 2017 Acura TLX.
Acura of the RGV in San Juan.
San Juan, what a pretty name for a town. Acura of the RGV, we are not like the other guys.
Can I enter the kingdom of the 2 fairies?
You have to see the password.
Is it giggling goldfish?
No!
Smelly jelly?
Try again.
The password is Dad's coming in!
You work hard to protect what matters. That's why we're proactively advancing our security to develop strong authentication technologies that go beyond the password to protect your accounts.
Wait, what's the password?
Stinky feet.
Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far.
UTRGV Baseball hosts Lamar Friday at 7, Saturday at noon, and Sunday at noon. Get your tickets now at GoUTRGV.com.
Back we are at UTRGV Baseball Stadium alongside David Riggs. I'm Jonah Goldberg. To the top of the 6th we go. UTRGV leads Prairie View A&M 3-0. Top of the Prairie View A&M order against right-hander Eddie Delgado. 61 pitches, 42 strikes through 5. Corbin Jamison, 1 for 2, singled in the first, and lines one out of the reach of Estrella into left field for a leadoff single here in the 6th.
Second leadoff hit of the day for Jamison, leading off the game back in the first. Singled but was stranded at third.
Delgado deals low.
Jonah, if Prairie View A&M is going to get on the board in this game or get something going, I think that this inning is really pivotal for them. They have the top of the lineup. They now have a man on first. Delgado into his 6th inning of work. Now's your opportunity if you're going to have one.
Runner goes. Breaking ball's a ball, and Noah Lee can't get a good grip on it, so stolen base for Jamison, his 4th in 4 attempts this year.
And that's not to say that it can't happen any other way for Prairie View A&M, but certainly this is one of the better opportunities they're going to get through the remainder of this game.
That's a valid point. You know, Delgado reaching uncharted territory. This is only the 2nd time in his career he's gone past 5 innings. His career high, accomplished twice, is 5 2/3. So if he records all 3 outs in this inning, it'll be a new career high. The bullpen empty for UTRGV. Runner too far off the bag. Throw to third. Got him! 2-6-5 goes the caught stealing.
Heads-up defensive work by the catcher, Noah Lee. And then a great throw from second over to third as we see it on the replay, well ahead of the base runner, Jamison.
(3-1), ball 4.
Now batting for Prairie View A&M, right fielder, number 16, Cody Deadbest.
Well, Jonah, now that's a big caught stealing for Jamison. Could have been 2 on, nobody out. Instead, a runner at first with 1 man out.
So Cody Deadbest digs in. Singled in the 4th. Could have been first and second with nobody out. Probably would have gone the bullpen going at that point and, you know, changes everything. But instead, runner on first with 1 out. You don't worry as much. Ball 1 to Deadbest. Because you know that Prairie View A&M wants to get Delgado out of this game, and he has shut them down.
He certainly has a marvelous pitching performance so far from Delgado.
There's a strike. 1-1. Josh Witherspoon just emerged from the dugout. He's walking down to the bullpen. Doesn't mean he's going to warm up, but should UTRGV decide that that's where they need to go, the lefty Witherspoon appears to be the first man out of the pen today. Pitch outside, 2-1. Off the end of the bat, a ground ball between third and short into left field, the base hit. On to second moves Macias. So 3 straight base runners against Delgado. A single, but a caught stealing. A walk and now a single. 2 on with 1 out in the 6th for the cleanup man, Anthony Fernandez.
Fernandez 0 for 2 today. Struck out swinging to end the first inning and then grounded out back to the pitcher in the 4th.
Manny Ventrana making a mound visit to buy a little time for Witherspoon to start getting ready. And while he does that,
attention kids 13 and under, do you want free admission to UTRGV basketball, baseball, soccer, and volleyball games? How about a free t-shirt or a personalized birthday card from your favorite UTRGV team? That and so much more awaits members of the UTRGV Athletics Kids Club. So go get mom or dad and ask them to help you join the club by visiting utrgvnation.com/kidsclub.
Delgado ready to go against Fernandez, who's 0 for 2 today. Strikeout and a ground out. A ground out, that's a kind of deceptive way to put it. He tapped the ball in front of the mound. He thought it was a foul ball, I guess, because he didn't run. He was thrown out. And if he had run, he would have been thrown out, most likely. But
swinging bunt, you can call it, perhaps.
Swing and a miss.
Jonah, speaking of the kids club, pretty soon your daughter will likely be a member of the kids club. Maybe not old enough just yet to enjoy the perks, but soon.
Yeah, she doesn't need a seat, so she already gets in free. Hey, that free t-shirt, do you think they can do a onesie? Swinging a chopper left side. Estrella with the long throw is in time for out number 2 as Macias goes to third and then Best to second. Take another look. And it's just a chopper toward third. It might have been a chance at a play at third, but Estrella doing the smart thing and taking the shore out at first. Because you could get the lead runner, but it's not like there were nobody out. Because now it's 2 outs, so if you get the hitter, it doesn't matter if the runners are at second and third or first and second.
You always want to make the safest out, no matter what the situation. Never want to try and do too much, cause a potential error, especially in this case for UTRGV, ahead 3-0.
Breaking ball hit in the air to center. McMahon drifts toward the gap to make the catch for the final out of the inning. So no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. At the end of 5.5 innings of play, 3-0 UTRGV. You're watching UTRGV Baseball on Spectrum Sports.
A good neighbor is more than an acquaintance. A good neighbor is more than a friend.
A good neighbor is welcoming and makes you feel like family.
Helpful, kind, caring, supportive. In an emergency, you can count on your neighbors.
Day or night. At Neighbors Emergency Center.
Your doctors.
Your neighbors.
The road to madness goes through WEC Vegas. The Western Athletic Conference basketball tournaments at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. March 8th through the 11th. The best will advance to the big dance. Be there to see who hits the jackpot.
2 seconds. Basil for the win!
Tickets on sale now at your local WAC ticket office.
Or go utrgv.com/WAC.
University Draft House. Civilized burgers for uncivilized appetites.
Back we are at UTRGV Baseball Stadium alongside David Riggs. I'm Jonah Goldberg. To the bottom of the sixth we go. UTRGV has a 3-0 lead over Prairie View A&M. Heart of the order coming up for UTRGV against Jordan Johnson, 78 pitches, 43 strikes through 5. And the number 3 hitter, Ivan Estrella, leads it off. 2-run single to cap the 3-run third.
Estrella now with 10 RBIs on the year.
Pitch misses low and inside to Estrella. And there's strike one.
So now Estrella and Garcia for UTRGV in double figures in RBIs, both with 10.
Strike 2 to Estrella.
Very impressive numbers for both of them, considering this is weekend number 2 of the 2017 season.
Line drive up the middle, good into center field for a base hit. So Estrella's 2 for 3. Yeah, pretty good start, 7.5 games in.
7-0 record, looking to go 8-0, which would be the first time since 2012. Great piece of hitting, just turning on that pitch as it was coming in on the hands. Drove it up the middle for a single.
In that 2012 season, UTRGV finished 8 games over 500 with 30-22. Pitch misses inside. 2-0 on Lee.
And so important to get these early home victories, Jonah. The schedule doesn't get any easier with plenty of nationally ranked opponents to face on the road, including number 1 TCU.
Now it's 3-0.
And UTRGV playing at home again next weekend. They'll play a 3-game series against Lamar here at the UTRGV Baseball Stadium. Friday, Saturday, Sunday contests.
4-pitch walk for Noah Lee. Lamar's the team receiving votes in one of the latest polls. So, tough stretch coming up. You got 25th ranked Houston on the road on Tuesday. Come home for 3 against receiving votes Lamar. And then you head to 15th ranked Texas A&M the following week for 2 games. Get a visit to the mound. Prairie View A&M's bullpen is busy. A right-hander starting to loosen.
Well, right now, Jonah, Prairie View A&M cannot afford to have another inning like they did in the 3rd, when they gave up 3 runs. This is still a close game as we enter the latter half of the contest, but they don't want to let things get out of hand like they have multiple times in this 4-game series.
Pitching coach Terry Burrell heading back to the dugout for Prairie View. Austin Senior digs in, a strikeout and a pop out today. Chance to do some damage, 1st and 2nd with nobody out. Shows bunt and takes high.
Senior flashed the leather earlier, beginning a double play, catching a line drive from Tyrone Thomas, and then getting Cody Denbest out at 2nd.
Shows bunt again, takes a fastball low. Coach Banfield relaying the signs from 3rd. It'll be interesting to see if 2-0 changes the strategy at all, but that's 6 straight out of the zone now for Johnson. You may want to make him throw a strike first. Well, let's see. They're going to show bunt. They get it down to the left, and everybody's going to be safe. Johnson dove for the ball because he saw it was getting past the third baseman Thomas, and if nobody got that ball, and we'll see it again, that could have led to a run.
And that's just perfect placement on the bunt. Left side of the infield, stays on the infield grass. And Johnson, as he dives for the ball, is diving away from first base. He's going towards the third base line, Jonah. So even if he makes that play a little bit smoother, no opportunity for him to whip around and make a throw. So perfect bunt from Austin Senior to load the bases.
Here's Anibal Leal with a chance to do some damage. 1 for 2 today. He was trying to make it 7-0 with that swing.
Fastball up over the plate, a little bit high from Johnson, but Leal saw it as his opportunity.
Infield in for Prairie View, and there's a liner down the right field line. Estrella scores. Lee coming home. The throw coming in towards second. Not in time. On to third. Moves Senior. It's a 2-run double for Anibal Leal. And UTRGV now leads 5-0.
Second hit of the game for Leal. Estrella and Lee both scoring. Now Coach Mantrana coming out. Speak with the home plate umpire. Take another look at that replay. And that double into the right field corner. That brought home 2 runs.
Looks like we're getting a pinch runner out of second. Nick Schrank. So Nick Schrank is pinch running out at second base for Anibal Leal, his 3rd appearance of the season. He's played a little first base this year, so he may stay in the game right there as Tyler Torres looks at strike 1.
Schrank, a redshirt junior from Alton, Illinois.
One and one now on Torres.
Torres has yet to be retired today. 1 for 1 with a double, a walk, and a run scored.
Two and one. In the air, out toward right field actually, as Den Best makes the catch. Tagging from third to score is Senior. The throw comes into third. So Schrank holds up. It's a sac fly and an RBI for Tyler Torres. UTRGV now leads 6-0.
Very productive day for Torres. Now an RBI, a run scored, an extra base hit. Now there's going to be a visit to the mound for Prairie View A&M. This may indeed be it for Johnson.
That's the second mound visit. So they'll make the change. We'll tell you about it when we come back. 6-0 UTRGV in the sixth. With one out, you're watching UTRGV Baseball on Spectrum Sports.
A good neighbor is more than an acquaintance. A good neighbor is more than a friend.
A good neighbor is welcoming and makes you feel like family.
Helpful, kind, caring, supportive. In an emergency, you can count on your neighbors.
Day or night. At Neighbors Emergency Center.
Your doctors.
Your neighbors.
UTRGV Baseball hosts Lamar Friday at 7, Saturday at noon, and Sunday at noon. Get your tickets now at GoUTRGV.com.
Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Carl, open the door.
Church's honey butter biscuit tender strips.
Carl, those are for the whole family.
Who can resist our juicy all-white meat tender strips covered in our famous honey butter biscuit batter? For the love of chicken. Church's. And as always, get a great deal for the whole family.
Back we are at UTRGV Baseball Stadium with David Riggs. I'm Jonah Goldberg. Bottom of the sixth. UTRGV has scored 3 times to take a 6-0 lead. Nick Schrank's at second with 1 out. Chris Castillo at the plate, and you see the new pitcher warming up for Prairie View A&M is Cassidy Land. Land making his season debut for Prairie View A&M.
Right-handed senior who's going to face Chris Castillo to get things going for him.
Out of Livingston, Texas. Base hit means a run. Nick Schrank at second. He pinch ran for Anibal Leal. Likely to stay in the game at first. Fastball strike on the outside corner. Of course, UTRGV has options. They could also go to Victor Garcia Jr. at first, an excellent defender. Pitch misses low. 1-1. Runner at second, Schrank, is the responsibility of Johnson. Pitch is low, 2-1. That sends Carter out for a talk with Land.
Well, as you said, Jonah, the base runner Schrank is the responsibility of the starter Jordan Johnson, which means that the book is not yet closed on Johnson. He did give up 7 hits. And it was really just the 2 rough innings that knocked him out of the game. Other than that, he was fairly effective, but a long 3rd inning and then a tough time through the 6th inning are what got him out of this game.
Popped up. Left side. Garcia from short makes the grab. 2 away in the 6th.
For UTRGV, center fielder, number 8, Conrad McMahon.
So here's Conrad McMahon, who singled in the 5th. Fastball misses inside. Bounces it up there. Snap throw to second, and back to the bag is Schrank.
Schrank, the pinch runner for Anibal Leal. Leal, the 2-run double earlier in this inning. He ended his day 2 for 3.
3-0 now on McMahon. For Schrank, also part of the trio of Illinois Central College transfers that UTRGV welcome in this season. Pitch upstairs, ball 4. McMahon is aboard.
UTRGV baseball with that strong Illinois connection thanks to Jordan Banfield.
He gets that area regularly, and it's worked out. Just think about, some of the other transfers from Illinois Central College, and Austin Seener, starting second baseman, coming in from there, and then Casey Danley, who was the starting right fielder before he got hurt. Jose Garcia swings right through the fastball. Walked and scored during the 3-run third.
Garcia, the 8th batter of this 6th inning for UTRGV.
Bounces it up there. 1-1.
Garcia yet to hit the ball out of the infield, but now with 2 on and 2 out, has an opportunity to put up another run.
Line drive down the left field line, foul.
That's the law, Bishop Thomas M. Thompson, foul ball. When you find yourself on the wrong side of the law, give Thomas M. Thompson a call at 956-781-6900. That's 956-781-6900.
So Schrank at second, McMahon at first. 2 down in the 6th. UTRGV has already put up 3 in the inning to double its lead. Breaking ball fouled off to our right. Into one of the suites.
Hit off of the window of one of the suites to our right here at UTRGV Baseball Stadium.
The good news is I don't think it broke.
No, it did not. It seemed very pliable in that situation.
1-2, fastball darts outside.
We've certainly seen it happen the other way as well here at UTRGV Baseball Stadium, where a foul ball will come back and crack the glass of a suite door or perhaps even the press box.
Breaking ball misses outside. 3-2. If you heard some papers rustling in our box, there's a reason. We got a nice gust of wind swing through.
Got a little windy.
One of our sets of game notes is now a souvenir for a fan. Runners both go, and the pitch heads to the backstop for ball 4.
The fan was kind enough to return the souvenir.
Oh, that is very nice. I would have kept them and asked you to autograph them after the game. See, that ball got away, and with the runners in motion, that could have been dangerous, but Land quick to cover the plate, just in case, and Carter didn't jog for it. He ran. He knew what was going on. So it's bases loaded, 2 down, and the 9th batter of the inning is Joseph Collazo. With the bases loaded last year, Collazo was 4 for 10. It looks at ball 1. This year, with the bases loaded, Collazo is 1 for 1. That was on opening night. Came up with the bases loaded, hit a 2-run double as a pinch hitter. Now ahead in the count, 2-0. Overall, with the bases loaded this year, UTRGV 3 for 6. Hit on the ground hard, past third into left field, the base hit. 2 runs score, and Collazo advances to second on the throw. UTRGV leads 8-0.
And now, Jonah, this game blown wide open by UTRGV. And Ivan Estrella will be the batter. as UTRGV bats around in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yet another look, a hot shot. It just seemed to bounce over the glove of Thomas.
Yeah,
we get another pitching change, so we'll tell you about it when we come back. 8-0 UTRGV. You're watching UTRGV Baseball on Spectrum Sports.
This is the Acura of the RGV point of view.
Acura are cool, fast, and very safe.
At Acura of the RGV, we do things differently.
I'm glad you did that.
You can lease an Acura TLX for just $269 a month. Affordable luxury, the 2017 Acura TLX.
Acura of the RGV in San Juan.
San Juan. What a pretty name for a town. Acura of the RGV. We are not like the other guys.
The road to madness goes through WEC Vegas. The Western Athletic Conference basketball tournaments at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. March 8th through the 11th. The best will advance to the big dance. Be there to see who hits the jackpot.
2 seconds. Basil for the win!
Tickets on sale now at your local WAC ticket office.
Or go utrgv.com/WAC.
Can I enter the kingdom of the two fairies?
You have to see the password.
Is it giggling goldfish?
No!
Smelly jelly?
Try again.
The password is Dad's coming in!
You work hard to protect what matters. That's why we're proactively advancing our security to develop strong authentication technologies that go beyond the password to protect your accounts.
Wait, what's the password?
Stinky feet.
Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far.
Back we are at UTRGV Baseball Stadium. Alongside David Riggs, I'm Jonah Goldberg. We're still in the bottom of the 6th. Third pitcher of the inning. Second reliever is Charles Philpott. Warming up for Prairie View A&M. And Philpott has made a couple of appearances already this season, Dave, including one yesterday. He's 1-0 in those 2 relief appearances, but in 3 innings he's given up 3 runs on 7 hits and a walk. So almost 3 base runners per inning, although he has struck out 5. So kind of a mixed bag with Philpott this year.
Well, and he comes into a tough spot with 2 men on base and 2 out.
And his first pitch to Ivan Estrella is up high. Estrella started this inning with a single. That pitch is high. 2-0. So a 2-run single by Joseph Collazo knocks out Cassidy Land after recording 1 out. And now it's 3-0 on Estrella. Two walks and a single allowed by Land. He faced 4 batters. And there's the automatic, 3-1. Both runners belong to Land. This pitch is hit high and deep to left field. Williams back and he watches it go. It's gone! A home run. It's a 3-run home run for Ivan Estrella. And UTRGV now leads 11-0.
Well, the floodgates have opened here in the 6th inning, and Estrella, after a strikeout swinging in the 1st inning, has been on point. The 2 RBI single in the 3rd, and then the single and run scored earlier in this very same inning, and now the home run. Impressive offensive performance for UTRGV, and in particular, Ivan Estrella.
Right in the middle of the plate, and Estrella didn't miss. Pitch to Noah Lee, misses outside. Lee walked earlier this inning and scored. Swing and a miss. 1-1 the count.
That home run, Jonah, giving Estrella 5 RBIs on the day. What a performance from the number 3 hitter and shortstop.
Fastball, a strike to Lee. And the count 1-2. Book closed on Jordan Johnson, 5 1/3, 7 runs, 7 hits, 4 walks, 8 strikeouts. Ball 1. 95 pitches, 51 strikes. In line for the loss, would fall to 0-1. Cassidy Land, a third of an inning, 3 runs on a hit and 2 walks. 18 pitches, 6 strikes. And on the ground is short. And it comes off of Garcia, E6. The inning continues.
Now batting for UTRGV, second baseman, number 22.
That is just a tough break for Prairie View A&M. Looked like for a moment there they were going to close out a very tough inning, but it continues for Austin Sehner.
Sehner reached on a bunt single earlier this inning and scored. He was trying to lay down a sacrifice, but he put it in the perfect spot, and there was no play.
He's in no man's land, left side of the infield between the pitcher and third baseman, and in fact the pitcher at the time, Johnson, dove for the ball, got there, but couldn't make a play after the fact.
Pitch a strike, fastball in the outside corner, 1-1. Upstairs with the fastball, 2-1. There's a left-hander up in the Prairie View A&M bullpen. Fouled back, 2-2. Of course, if Prairie View A&M doesn't score at least 2 runs in the top of the 7th inning, the game's going to end via the 10-run rule. Philpott deals. Low, delayed steal, and Lee is caught between first and second. 2-4-3 goes the caught stealing. And the inning comes to a close. But not before UTRGV scores 8 runs on 5 hits, 1 error, and nobody left on base. The end of 6 innings of play. UTRGV leads 11-0. You're watching UTRGV Baseball on Spectrum Sports.
A good neighbor is more than an acquaintance. A good neighbor is more than a friend.
A good neighbor is welcoming and makes you feel like family.
Helpful, kind, caring, supportive. In an emergency, you can count on your neighbors.
Day or night. At Neighbors Emergency Center.
Your doctors.
Your neighbors.
UTRGV Baseball hosts Lamar Friday at 7, Saturday at noon, and Sunday at noon. Get your tickets now at GoUTRGV.com.
Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Carl, open the door.
Church's honey butter biscuit tender strips.
Carl, those are for the whole family.
Who can resist our juicy all-white meat tender strips covered in our famous honey butter biscuit batter? For the love of chicken. Church's. And as always, get a great deal for the whole family.
UTRGV Baseball is brought to you by Neighbors Emergency Center, with 29 locations in Texas, including 3 across the Rio Grande Valley. Back at the UTRGV Baseball Stadium, alongside David Riggs, I'm Jonah Goldberg. We go to the top of the 7th. UTRGV trying to close out an 11-0 victory. If they get 3 outs without allowing at least 2 runs in this inning, that's exactly what will happen. UTRGV makes a few changes. Over at first base, Victor Garcia Jr. is into the game. And at shortstop, Isaac Gonzalez takes over. So Nick Schrenk and Ivan Estrella's days are complete. Eddie Delgado's first pitch is a breaking ball that plunks Nathan Carter, so the leadoff man aboard for Prairie View A&M.
Second time this afternoon, Carter has been on base. He doubled with 1 out back in the second, but was left stranded there. He remains 1 for 2.
Pitch a strike. Garson Lee has struck out twice today. Pitch fouled off. And the count 0-2 on Lee. So Delgado will go for a complete game shutout. He's already pitched 6 innings, which is a new career high. So in uncharted territory. Pitch count manageable, though. His pitch is fouled back. We'll do it again. There's some mulling about in the UTRGV bullpen. No throwing at this point, though.
Jonah, you talk about opportunities. This is a big opportunity for Delgado. Talked about earlier in the broadcast, an opportunity for him to maybe earn that starting spot.
Hit up the middle, and a backhand stop by Senior. Goes to second for 1 on to first. The double play. 4-6-3 DP, and UTRGV is an out away.
Taking a look at the replay. Good pitch. Grounder up the middle, but a great move by the second baseman, Senior, to glove the ball behind the bag, flip it to the new shortstop, Isaac Gonzalez, and then the throw to first in plenty of time. First double play, second double play, in fact, of the game for UTRGV. The first one.
Pitch misses upstairs to Avery Williams. 0 for 1 with a walk.
First one was started by the second baseman, Senior, as well. So he has had quite a day in the field.
Pitch a strike. Couldn't hold his swing. And the count 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. UTRGV is a strike away. Delgado kicks and delivers. Breaking ball line to second on a hop. Senior stays with it. He throws. Got him! This game is over. This one belongs to UTRGV. An 11-0 victory for UTRGV over Prairie View A&M. UTRGV completes the 4-game sweep. They are 8-0 for the first time since 2012. We'll take a timeout. Coming up on UTRGV postgame, we'll have your final highlights and stats. You're watching UTRGV Baseball on Spectrum Sports.
University Draft House. Civilized burgers for uncivilized appetites.
The road to madness goes through WEC Vegas. The Western Athletic Conference basketball tournaments at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. March 8th through the 11th. The best will advance to the big dance. Be there to see who hits the jackpot.
2 seconds. Basil for the win!
Tickets on sale now at your local WAC ticket office.
Or go utrgv.com/WAC.
A good neighbor is more than an acquaintance. A good neighbor is more than a friend.
A good neighbor is welcoming and makes you feel like family.
Helpful, kind, caring, supportive. In an emergency, you can count on your neighbors.
Day or night. At Neighbors Emergency Center.
Your doctors.
Your neighbors.
UTRGV Baseball is brought to you by Neighbors Emergency Center, with 29 locations in Texas, including 3 across the Rio Grande Valley. Back at UTRGV Baseball Stadium, UTRGV an 11-0 victory over Prairie View A&M, and here's how it happened. Joseph Collazo, a 2-run single in the 6th inning. That brings home Nick Schrank, and it brings home Conrad McMahon as well. And then right after Collazo brings in 2 runs, in the midst of a huge inning for UTRGV, the batter is Ivan Estrella, and he doesn't miss. A meatball over the middle of the plate, and it deposits on the other side of the Wells Fargo sign. And just like that, UTRGV goes up 11-0, which turns out to be the final score in this ball game, shortened to 7 innings because UTRGV wins via the 10-run rule. You see the final totals for UTRGV and Prairie View A&M. And Dave, your player of the game.
It has to be Ivan Estrella with 5 RBIs today, including, of course, the big 3-run homer that you mentioned in the 6th inning. He was the 10th batter of that 6th inning. He singled and scored to get things going in the start of the 6th inning, and then the 3-run homer. And before that, back in the 3rd, to get things going for UTRGV. They led 1-0 at the time of the 2 RBI single, but it broke the game open, giving them the 3-0 lead. So no doubt about it, the number 3 hitter, shortstop, Ivan Estrella, today's player of the game for UTRGV.
UTRGV 8-0 for the first time since 2012. Back-to-back 4-game sweeps to start off the season. Prairie View A&M is 1-8. UTRGV is back in action on Tuesday. They head to 25th ranked Houston for a 6:30 p.m. tilt, first road game of the year. You can listen to that game online through goutrgv.com, and then we'll be back home Friday, 7 p.m. against Lamar, team receiving votes in the latest polls, and that game right here on Spectrum Sports, channel 323. But that'll do it for us from UTRGV Baseball Stadium. I'd like to thank everybody out there for tuning in. This has been a presentation of UTRGV Baseball. For more information, log on to goutrgv.com. Want to reach us, send an email, contact info on the website under athletics, click on staff directory. But for now, for my partner in crime for the first time in about 10 years, the one and only David Riggs. Our entire production crew, and of course Jack Falla, wherever you are. This is Jonah Goldberg saying good night, good day from UTRGV Baseball Stadium. UTRGV wins 11-0.
This Sky Beretta telecast is presented by UTRGV Athletics and may not be retransmitted or rebroadcast without the express written consent of UTRGV Athletics. For more information, log on to goutrgv.com.
University Draft House. Civilized burgers for uncivilized appetites.
The road to madness goes through WEC Vegas. The Western Athletic Conference basketball tournaments at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. March 8th through the 11th. The best will advance to the big dance. Be there to see who hits the jackpot.
2 seconds. Basil for the win!
Tickets on sale now at your local WAC ticket office.
Or go utrgv.com/whack.
A good neighbor is more than an acquaintance. A good neighbor is more than a friend.
A good neighbor is welcoming and makes you feel like family.
Helpful, kind, caring, supportive. In an emergency, you can count on your neighbors.
Day or night. At Neighbors Emergency Center.
Your doctors.
Your neighbors.